What's going on, guys? Sean Nalawani, SeanNal.com. A lot of you guys have mentioned that you like when I add these sort of mindset types of videos into the mix. And so today I wanted to give some of my thoughts on the question, does building muscle build confidence? And in what way and to what degree? And this is obviously a pretty subjective thing. It's a very complex topic, but I'll just give you a few pieces of my advice based on my experience and what I've seen over the years in other people as well. So the way I would sum it up would be to say that yes, hitting the gym and feeling good about how you look physically will increase your overall confidence levels. However, it's not a magic bullet by any means, because there are many different factors beyond that that are going to influence how confident or how unconfident you feel as a whole. So what it will do in most cases is a few things. First off, again, if you build some muscle, you lose some fat, and that genuinely makes you feel good about how you look, that will affect your overall confidence levels in a positive way for most people. You know, if you look in the mirror and you like what you see from a physical perspective, you like the way your clothes fit, you have some decent muscular development, and you're in a healthy body fat range, you're probably going to feel more confident overall as a result of that. Some people might call that vain or shallow, but the truth is that everyone cares about how they look to a certain degree. I'm not saying it's the only thing or it's the most important thing by any means, but it is a thing. And I'm definitely not saying that everybody needs to be huge and shredded. That's not my goal either. But just generally having a fit looking body is something that pretty much everybody would like to have and would feel more confident overall with. Second, and this is a big one, is the confidence that you'll get from seeing that you're capable of setting a goal, putting in the consistent hard work, and then reaching that goal. And that's also likely going to spill over into other areas of your life as well. So let's say that you are naturally skinny and you decide that you want to be stronger and more muscular, and you go ahead and achieve that. What that does is give you firsthand evidence that you do have the discipline and the patience and just the overall ability to bring about changes in your life. So maybe now you start thinking, you know, I accomplished that, so I wonder what else I can do. And maybe that means, starting a business or finding the job or career that you truly want, or creating the type of social life that you want, or taking on some other type of skill. The basic lessons that you learn in the gym often end up having a sort of domino effect throughout other parts of your life, and that helps you build up your overall self-esteem and self-confidence as well. And then thirdly, just the basic act of lifting weights and doing cardio and having good eating habits in and of itself, those things directly put you into a better and more confident state of mind just on a physical level, because they optimize those feel-good neurotransmitters, and they give you that sense of accomplishment throughout the week every time you train. So when you just feel good physically, that in and of itself makes you feel more confident. So yeah, all in all, building muscle and being in good shape in most cases will increase your confidence to a certain degree, both directly and by having a spillover effect into other life areas. Now that said, like I mentioned at the start, it's definitely not a magic bullet, and building muscle and being in shape is not going to automatically fix things if you have other insecurities that are sort of running at a deeper level. You know, a lot of guys who are just starting out, and I started lifting pretty young, so I don't remember what my exact headspace was like back then, but I'm pretty sure I thought the same thing if I recall correctly. But basically that you're gonna go into the gym, you're gonna build this strong, powerful looking physique, and that's gonna transform you into this supremely confident person who just doesn't give a fuck and just commands every room and just gets all the girls. And that probably comes from things like movies and advertising and social media, stuff like that. But that's just not realistic at all, and that's almost certainly not how it's gonna go for you. Lifting and being in shape will give you an overall boost to your confidence, but it's still just a boost, because you have to keep in mind that there are many different factors that will affect your overall confidence levels, and that confidence itself can also be largely a contextual thing. You know, it's perfectly possible to feel confident in one area of life, but not in another. You might feel confident at your job, but unconfident in the gym, or confident in the gym, but unconfident in social situations, or confident in social situations, but unconfident in your ability to make money. And these different areas will usually have overlap between them. but often they do need to be dealt with individually to a certain degree. For example, you're not going to magically become socially confident just by building muscle or by being leaner. It will help, but being socially confident largely comes from feeling comfortable with yourself on a deeper level and from feeling confident in your social abilities and desensitizing yourself to social situations. And you do that by socializing, not by lifting weights. So it will help, but if you think that you're gonna go hibernate in the gym and spend 2 years building a great physique, and then you're just gonna emerge as this supremely confident, social powerhouse, then prepare to be disappointed, because that's not gonna happen. And if anything, you'll probably come out even less socially confident than before if all you've been doing is isolating yourself and devoting all your time and effort to bodybuilding. And then underneath all of this, everything I've talked about so far, and I'm not gonna turn this into some deep psychology lecture because I'm not an expert on this, and I can only relay my own experience and what I think about it. But I think true core confidence goes deeper than any of these sort of on the surface external things. At the deeper level, confidence really just comes down to knowing who you are and what your values are, and being truly comfortable with it and not being afraid to live in alignment with it. So interestingly, building muscle and being in shape does build confidence overall, but it's sort of a more on the surface thing in a lot of ways, which is fine because we'd be kidding ourselves to pretend that external things don't matter or that they don't have any effect. But deeper confidence, as I see it, would be taking care of your body and being happy with it on that surface level, but also not putting too much stock in it and not being too overly attached to it. And I know for myself that that's definitely when I feel the most confident overall. It's when I'm training hard, I'm eating well, and I like how my body looks physically, but to where I'm not really thinking about it too much, or looking in the mirror every 5 minutes, or getting preoccupied over the tiny details or on how other people are perceiving me. And that's why, sort of paradoxically, some of the people who are in the very best shape can often be the ones who are actually the most insecure. And that's because their identity is so heavily invested in this one external thing, and a huge portion of their self-worth is literally tied to whether their body fat is 1 or 2% higher or lower, or if their biceps are 16.5 inches versus 16.25 inch. And then also, the people who are the most driven to seek that external validation are usually doing that because internally they're not really quite happy with themselves and they're trying to fill that void. So like I said, true self-confidence at the end of the day is largely an internal thing. And if deep down you just don't really like yourself, or you can't accept yourself for whatever reason, then no amount of muscle growth or money or women or status or anything else on the outside is ultimately going to fix that, because you'll always feel sort of a certain emptiness inside that has to be addressed at a deeper level. So I'll leave it at that. Those are just some of my thoughts. Yes, absolutely. Get into the gym, train hard, build some muscle and strength, maintain a healthy body fat, feeling good about how you look, and feeling more physically attractive. That's all well and good. And in the overall picture, it will boost up your self-confidence as long as it's coming from a healthy place and you aren't taking it to the full-on extreme as a way of sort of trying to fix yourself. But again, it's just one piece of the equation on your overall journey. And also keep in mind that this idea of developing, perfect, unshakable confidence is not really realistic anyway, because we're all human, and feeling some self-doubt and some insecurity to a certain degree, I think, is just a default piece of our programming, and it's never going to go away entirely, and that's fine. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to share your thoughts on this topic in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. My official website is over at SeanNell.com, and I will talk to you guys again soon.